station, DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, President of the Dominican Association of Teachers, Mervyn Alexander, responds to Education Minister Octavia Alfred's statement on permanent appointment of teachers. In news from the region, Dominican Republic open to ties with Haiti, and internationally, Donald Trump's criminal sentencing delayed until after U.S. election. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when I return.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speedy delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
Welcome back. President of the Dominican Association of Teachers, Mervyn Alexander, has taken issue with a statement by Education Minister Octavia Alfred about the permanent appointment of teachers. The minister said this week the appointment of teachers was delayed because of late submission of appraisals. Mr. Alexander does not agree.
The Dominican Association of Teachers, DAT, applauds the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica for rectifying the backlog of permanent appointments of teachers who have been in the teaching service for a number of years. However, the DAT was surprised at hearing the Minister of Education in response to a question from a journalist re permanent appointment of teachers, citing the lack of up-to-date appraisal of teachers as one of the major delays in their permanent appointments. This is not a factual statement. The Minister of Education is placing the blame on principals of schools and the education officers. The DAT is cognizant that some supervisors may be late in the submission of appraisal of teachers, but that number is very small. Is the minister saying that the many teachers who have been temporary or acting in vacant positions for as many as 20 years, that appraisals have not been submitted for them all those years? Is the minister saying that the non-appointment of teachers to positions that the government formally established in the secondary schools in 2021 is as a result of no appraisals being submitted for those teachers?
President of the DAT, Mervyn Alexander. Mr. Alexander also says the Dominican Association of Teachers is not impressed with the delay of the appointment of some teachers.
The minister further states that this is the first time that so many appointments have been made in an academic year, referring to the 77 new permanent appointments. The minister should not take this as a feather in her cap, but rather it is disgraceful that so many of our teachers are in either temporary or acting positions for many, many years. In the past, especially in the 70s and the 80s, teachers were never kept as temporary or in acting positions for that length of time. For instance, After successfully completing teacher training at the then Teachers Training College in Baffin State, teachers were appointed as qualified teachers within the upcoming academic year. Now they are waiting 6 to 7 years or more to be upgraded. Why? The DAT is saying that the statement made by the minister is rather unfortunate, since it is suggesting to teachers that their principals and their district education officers are responsible for their non-permanent appointment, and that is surely not the case.
President of the DAT, Mervyn Alexander. Meantime, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Robert Geese, had this to say at the principals' meeting today.
Appointments. A lot of teachers have been coming to me requesting a status as appointments, HODs, qualified teachers, senior graduates, and so on. We have forwarded quite a bit of names to the Public Service Commission for permanent appointment. However, some of the teachers are unable to get their appointments because they do not have the EADR forms. And PSC will not appoint anybody without appraisal forms. So principals, officers, please ensure that your appraisals are forwarded to the office of the chief or the office of the school operations unit as soon as possible, as early as possible. If you start, the school starts in September. By May, you should have an idea as to what the teachers are capable of. You should have an idea of the potential, the abilities. By June, you should be able to complete the appraisals, to send it up at the end of June so you can get to the chief, after leaving the district education officer, the senior education officer, so you can get to the office of the permanent secretary at least by August, end of July, August, so we can send that up to the Public Service Commission because they will not appoint anybody without EADR. So if it used to be done in the past, we have strict orders that it will not be done again. No appointments without EADR. So please work on the EADRs.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Robert Geese. The country's fisheries sector broke new ground this morning with the signing of contracts worth over $1.3 million. The contracts are for construction of 50 boats and rehabilitation of 3 fishing landing sites.
The construction and distribution of these 50 boats and the rehabilitation of 8 fish landing sites, they will allow our fishers to catch larger loads so that we reduce our reliance on imported seafood, while increasing their earnings and providing for their families. Of course, the fact that the boat builders are all from Dominica, from north to south, must not be overlooked. The ministry is ensuring that the investment in our blue economy percolates through our society, benefiting not solely the fishers, but all those who form part of the ecosystem of the blue economy. This investment is also part of our broader objective to advance national food security and contribute to our nutritional goals for our population. By ensuring a steady supply of fish, both for local and consumption and export, we are securing our food sources and encouraging access to high-quality protein that supports our effort to promote healthy eating and combat CNCDs. The investment did not come easily. It is made possible in part through borrowed money from the World Bank, an $8 million loan that we must repay.
Minister for Finance, Dr. Irving McIntyre. Minister of State in the Ministry of Fisheries, Julian Defoe, says that this morning's signing of contracts is another component of the World Bank-funded Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project.
Post-Hurricane Maria, the government of Dominica made a strategic decision to contract from the World Bank $25 million or 66 million EC for the restoration of the agriculture sector in Dominica, which includes fisheries. So once again this morning, this ceremony is just another milestone in the project's lifespan, but most importantly demonstrating government's firm commitment to those who matters most, which are the key stakeholders and these are our farmers and fisher folks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is through these direct investments and others in fisheries, we are truly creating the enabling environment for a robust and resilient sector, as it articulated in the overall vision for resiliency by the Honorable Prime Minister of Dominica. Investments in infrastructure, training and equipment that bolster our capacity to weather challenges, not just today, but well into the future. Fisheries in Dominica is much more than industry. It is a way of life, a cornerstone of our economy, and a heritage we must protect and preserve. However, we must also provide the means for adaptation to transition using modern technology and meeting national and international food safety standards.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Fisheries, Julian Defoe. Boat builder Robert Dublin of Marsac says the signing of contracts for 50 boats is a move in the right direction.
Well, now that I see the contract is signed, I mean, we are going to push some boat and get some boat done, get the fishers their boats so they can bring in more fish to the country, you know. Well, this contract we signed this morning, well, I've been excited about it. It's a long time I wanted to do that, you know. So it's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for the boat builders because we have been depending on it and waiting on it for a very long time now. I will be building 10 of them. I just constructed my mole. I still do a little sanding in it, but preparing it for my next week, so hopefully it should be ready to start the contract. It will be good for the sector because right now, if you observe, we don't have much fishermen here who has boats, and you know it's gonna have us down. But although now, when fish coming in, we have a problem with fish because like 2 months ago, we had a lot of tuna, and we had problems selling them. Not a problem selling because we had to bring tuna from $8 to $4 a pound. You know what I mean? But we need somebody to at least do something about that fish for us. Because right now you're going to have more boats, you're going to have more fishers. We need to ask somebody to do something about those fish for us. In the terms of catching fish and having fish sold by the road at a low cost, to me, like, it doesn't make sense, you know. Right now I don't fish in myself now because of the low cost of the price of the fish we have now.
Boat builder Robert Dublin of Marsac. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Lucien Blackmore, says Dominica is in the process of strengthening its capacity to benefit from the country's forest carbon credits. His remarks as a workshop led by Senior Advisor of the Coalition for Rainforest Nation got underway today. The workshop was aimed at providing a comprehensive update on the Paris Agreement mechanism and the carbon market.
In Dominica's case, I can clearly state that our overall conservation measures and program, which have resulted in our country having one of the highest percentage area of natural forest cover in the hemisphere. This has ideally positioned us to be able to take full advantage of opportunities and potential benefits which exist on the REDD+ program. Through support of the Coalition for Rainforest Nation, Dominica is now in the process of officially having the first results of the REDD+ units, known as RRUs. Following all the provisions of the rules, the modalities, the procedures set out in the prospective decisions too, dealing with the ITMOS. Mr. Ryan's main objective with us today is to ensure that we are more fully aware and updated on the emerging interests and prospects of REDD+ and how to better position Dominica to effectively leverage our competitive advantage to maximize the gains from carbon credit assets.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Lucien Blackmore. On the feature segment of the news, we put the focus on boat builder Robert Dublin of Marsac. Dublin was one of 5 boat builders who signed a contract with government today to construct 50 boats. Dublin's contract is for him to build 5 boats. He says he was self-trained over 20 years ago. Boat builder Robert Dublin is our feature on the DBS Evening News.
I started on my own. You know, I look at what people do and then I say I'm going to give it a try. But the first boat I built, it was not as straight as it would look as somebody would build in for a very long time. But it was a very fast boat. I tried the second one, came out very perfect. and then I just continue building. You see, if I come by you and I see you doing something and I get interested in it, I'm going to try it myself, you know. And once I see, well, okay, I find I like it, I just continue until I get better. But nobody teach me really.
And where did you start building?
In Massac self, right at my home. When I started, I did not power saw, I did not planer, I had just a hand saw. I was ripping like 22 foot gourmet boards with a hand saw. It would take me how much hours, but I would do it.
Tell me what is involved in building a boat, some of the main things that you would need in building a boat.
Well, tools. Once you have the good tools, you get a good job done. You know, and tools and then the right materials constructed.
When you start building a boat, you have to be at it all the time. How long does it take to build a boat?
Well, if you're building a wooden boat, well, for me right now, if I build a wooden boat, it could take me like a week. But if you have to build the fiberglass boat, you got to build a wooden boat first, which is called the mold. You must make a mold in order to make a fiberglass boat. You have to build the mold and then prepare it properly to get the boat done.
Have you been out of state to learn building the boat, or have you gone there to do any work out of state?
No. I did right here in Dominica myself. Up to last week I sold one. You know, I got sold, my boat doesn't stay down. And nobody complained. They say, well, oh, Robert boat this, Robert boat like this. And no, my boat's them all right.
Do you consider yourself maybe the top builder, or one of the top builders in Dominica?
Well, one of the top builders, but not, they are in everything you do, there's always somebody better than you. Always, you know. But I consider myself as a qualified boat builder.
Would you like to see more boat builders in Dominica, or do you think we have sufficient boat builders here?
Well, we have sufficient. I would like to see more because I have had contracts where I've trained guys to build boats as well. I've done it twice for the government. Right here, South Dominica. I done it in Cassibros and I done it in Collio. And most of the guys are building boats.
Boat builder Robert Dublin of Massac. And that's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed the delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speed the delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
In news from the region, Dominican Republic President, who has championed a tough line on Haiti, told the United States today that he was open to normalizing relations with Haiti as security improves. Meeting United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who was back from a rare visit to Haiti, the popular Dominican Republic leader promised to look both at restoring political ties with Haiti and reopening airspace closed for months. Dominican Republic began work on a concrete wall with Haiti and last year had more than 250,000 Haitians deported, which led Amnesty International to accuse the Dominican Republic of racism. And internationally, Donald Trump's sentencing in his Manhattan hush money criminal trial has been postponed until after the November election. Justice Juan Merchan today delayed the sentencing to 26 November, citing the unique time frame this matter currently finds itself in among his reasons. Lawyers for Trump, the Republican presidential candidate, have used several legal maneuvers to delay the sentencing, which was scheduled for 8th September. A New York jury convicted Trump in May on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, the first time a sitting or former president has been convicted of a crime. And that's news. Stay tuned for the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. Gillan Tyson says it is a great feeling knowing his hard work is paying off after receiving a contract to play for the Windward Islands Volcanoes for the upcoming regional season. Tyson says this is an opportunity which he will use to better his game. Just last month, Tyson was a part of the Dominican team which won the Windward Islands Super 50 Championship. 3 other Dominican cricketers, Kavem Hodge, Kamal Hamilton, and Stephen Pascal, are also contracted players for the Windward Islands Volcanoes.
Firstly, I would like to thank the Heavenly Father for his continued blessings, and I'd like to thank everyone who supported me in one way or the other throughout this journey. I think that it's important to have a strong support system and people who believe in you, but it's also very, very important that you believe in yourself. I've been putting in a lot of hard work over the past years, and it's a great feeling knowing that all of the hard work is paying off. I am extremely grateful and excited about the road ahead. I know that it's going to be tough, but I think that previous experiences have helped me to be stronger both physically and mentally. I believe that being around other professionals who have played both regional and international cricket will definitely help me to develop as an athlete on a whole. I intend on taking every opportunity to learn as much as possible about this beautiful game, and I plan to represent my country, my family, and myself to the best of my ability.
Windward Islands Volcanoes player Gillan Tyson. England all-rounder Moeen Ali is set for his maiden CPL stint after having been signed up by defending champions Guyana Amazon Warriors for the ongoing season. Moeen will slot in as a replacement for Pakistan opener Saeem Ayub, who is unavailable for the entire season. Ayub's absence is a significant blow for Amazon Warriors, considering he was the breakout star in their run to their first title in 2023. Moeen's availability for Amazon Warriors is subject to Birmingham Bears' progression in the T20 Blast in the UK, which is also clashing with the CPL. Until Moeen arrives for the CPL, New Zealand's hard-hitting opener Tim Robinson will act as his temporary replacement. President of the Dominica Volleyball Association, Albert Loblack, has told the under-21 beach volleyball team of Bill Frederick and Mervyn Mingo that they have made Dominica proud. The team of Frederick and Mingo won the ECVA under-21 beach volleyball tournament in St. Kitts, beating the home team 2-0 in the final. A welcome ceremony was held for the players at the Dominica Olympic Committee headquarters on Thursday.
Let me first congratulate our champion team, Mervyn and Bill. You all have indeed made us proud. You went through the competition without dropping a set. That is remarkable. That is a big, big achievement. And I really, really congratulate you for that. It just shows that hard work pays. And I know you have worked hard. All the Saturdays on the beach and afternoons on the beach, and it wasn't easy. So I really, really want to say congratulations. You should feel proud of yourself for all the hard work and commitment. So thank you for making us proud. Thank you for representing Dominica and making Dominica proud. I also want to say, they are not here, but congratulations to Alyssa and Nyla. It's unfortunate they didn't win the competition because they only lost one game of all the 5 or 6 games that they played. It was just an unfortunate game to lose, and that put them back a lot. But they did perform well. Out of the 5 games, they won 4. So I want us to put our hands together for them. They did make us proud.
President of the Dominica Volleyball Association, Albert Loblack. Meantime, President of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctrove, told the players that their thorough preparation was key to their success.
I must say on behalf of the Dominica Olympic Committee, I want to congratulate the Dominica team, in particular the men's team, for being successful at this tournament. I am sure you would recognize the hard work that it took to get that gold medal. I am sure you'll recognize the hard work and preparation it took to bring you at that level. And I'm sure you'll recognize what it will take now that you have qualified to take part in a world qualification event. I am sure you'll recognize what it will take for you to become successful at that event.
President of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctrove. Volleyball player Bill Frederick said his team was proud of its success.
I'd like to say a special thanks to the DOC, the DAVA, Coach Ian, Coach Ray, more special thanks to Coach Brian for being very fundamental in me and Movin's success in this tournament. I'd really like to say that I appreciate Ian and Ray for taking the risk of bringing us to St. Lucia for the senior tournament. I believe that senior tournament was very fundamental in our success this Sunday. I was very anxious about the finals. I was too happy, I shall say. I was too happy. I was waiting for the finals from the time we won the semi-finals. Me and Melvin were dancing all the time. Brittany was go and sit down, go and rest. But me and Melvin were up dancing. We were just excited that we were in the finals. And we brought our A game to the finals, winning straight 2 sets, silencing the St. Kitts crowd. It was just a great feeling. And it's now a great feeling to come down. People telling me congratulations, good job, keep it up. And now me and Melvin are on our way to the World Championships in Georgia, Europe. I go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I don't know when I would get that chance to go to Europe, but here we are going to Europe. And I really appreciate everyone for helping and putting a hand in for this to be possible.
Volleyball player Bill Frederick, coaches Juan Flora and Ray Robinson were also recognized at yesterday's ceremony. A billboard in honor of West Indies cricketer Kavem Hodge will be unveiled in Atkinson following a grand motorcade on Saturday. The motorcade, which is being organized by the Atkinson Village Council, will begin at 3 p.m. on Saturday from Hatton Garden. Muta Matthew is the chairperson of the Atkinson Village Council.
So the idea for this event came about as a result of Kavem's return to Dominica and to welcome our superstar who just scored 120 runs with West Indies against England. And so we, the Atkinson Village Council, we sat and we discussed the matter, and together with the Atkinson Dynamic Sports Club, we came up with the idea of commemorating him. So we decided to do that motorcade, which will be from Saturday from 2 p.m. We'll gather at the Hatton Garden Junction, and then we will move on to Atkinson and then to the Kalinago territory with that motorcade. After the motorcade, we will come back to Atkinson, which is Kavem Village and Trizzel, Atkinson and Trizzel. We will come back to that area and we will gather, have a ceremony, and then we will do the unveiling of his billboard. Now the billboard, we started doing the idea of that billboard a whole year now. So it's just fitting that we, speed up the process and get that going because Kavem is due to leave the island next week. So we didn't want him to leave before doing something to really having a good time for him because he's a superstar, he's a champion, he did it, he came from, humble beginnings, and we are just happy that the son of the soil could bring Dominica on the map.
Chairperson of the Atkinson Village Council, Muta Matthew. National footballer Travis Joseph says he is looking forward to being amongst the goals as Dominica gets set for the CONCACAF Nations League. Joseph, who plays the forward position for his club Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC, is the leading scorer in the DFA Premier League so far. However, the forward has been utilized as a right back in the national setup. Joseph, however, has been named as a forward for the CONCACAF Nations League matches and is expected to start alongside Julian Wade and Troy Jules.
Well, I think I deserve it at this point, I've been working very hard and my work has been paying off, so I feel this time I really deserve it. So I'm just waiting for my opportunity to deliver.
And you're heading into this competition in some real good form. You're leading the way for the Golden Boot. So just talk to me about your form in the Premier League.
Well, my form has been going great so far, thanks to God, thanks to my teammates, and thanks to myself also for putting in the work. And at the end of the day, once you work hard, it will definitely pay off. So I'm very happy for that.
All right, so in terms of what you've been doing in practice, trying to keep sharp as you head into the tournament, just talk me through some of the things.
Well, just keep working on my finishing, my touches, try my best to take less time, because on the big stage you don't have too much time, so the least time you could take on the ball is better for you. So that's what I've been working on, and my shooting and my placement.
National footballer Travis Joseph. Meantime, national player Julian Wade says he is looking forward to playing alongside Travis Joseph. Wade is Dominica's all-time leading scorer for the men's national football team.
Yeah, definitely. As we know, he's been doing what he's been doing in the league, scoring goals, and he carried that form into the CFA Club Championship. So he obviously shows that he's a goal scorer even outside of Dominica. So it will be good to add an additional goal threat to the attack. And yeah, it's exciting to get on the field and play the game.
All right, you're joining us in the training now. How have things been shaping up with you personally?
Things have been well. I got enough rest. It hasn't been as hot as I would have expected, so that's probably a good thing. It's not too cold in Scotland now, so it's not too much of a big jump. And in terms of the league, I've already started. We're I've already played about 8 games. So season already started. It's just about delivering, to be honest. At the end of the day, football is on the day, but making the necessary preparations so that delivering on the day is easier.
National player Julian Wade. Dominica plays its first match on Saturday against Antigua at 4 p.m. And that's how we end the DBS Evening Sports Report and news. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments and our link person, Joseph Fadul, I am Leila Langford saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening, welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We present to you the evening edition of the deaf announcements and the general announcements on the Community Bulletin Board. It is the 6th day of September 2024. We announce the death of Dawn Ramona Newton, née Thomas, better known as Dawn Thomas, age 93, of Viecas, who resided in England. She was a special needs teacher. She will be remembered by her daughters Marlene Joseph, Diane Newton and Mandy Newton, and her sons Darren Newton and partner Julie Barrett, Cohen and wife Jean Doctrove, Lebby and wife Rose Thomas. She'll also be remembered by her grandchildren Barry and Edward Joseph, Takara, Imani, Tashan, Rio and Bianca, also Patrick, Krista, Leroy, Mehoyan and Natasha Doctrove, also Vela, Chevelle, Shong, Sheena, Ellie Thomas, and also Nadine and Ellis, and also Elliot Newton. 16 great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grandson, brothers Tommy Thomas and family, sisters Anard Charles and family, and Vernell Thomas, numerous relatives including Claire Prosper, Teddy and Mary Tong, Pat Lobin, Kathy Bedno, Eddie Bedno, Vida Del Sol, Stella Leblanc, Lennox Linton and family, the Seaman family, John and Laura Seaman in Canada, the Leblanc and Royer families, the King family in Trinidad, and Monsignor Thomas. The funeral service for the late Dawn Ramona Newton, née Thomas, better known as Dawn Thomas of Viecas, who resided in England, will take place in London during the last week of September 2024. We announce the death of Cecilia James of the Kalinago territory, who resided in Bath Estate. She died on Saturday, the 31st of August, in Montreal, Canada. She was the mother of Louison Charles, Edridge James, Berridge, Samantha Berridge, and Avril Berridge. She'll also be remembered by her husband, Otis Baptist, and family in Canada and Antigua, her sister, Celestine Viville, her twin brother, Peter James, her grandchildren, Jason Shillingford, Samara Dominic, Daryl Dominic, Melissa Shillingford, Damian Bellot, Danelle James, Anton Solomon, Denzel Sebastian, Jakeem Polidor, Eldridge Boise James, Charisma Williams St. Jean, Antonio Shilcott, Nolan Solomon, Joy Shilcott, Chelsea Shilcott, Romani Solomon, Romaline Solomon, Colleen Berridge, and Tamasha Berridge. Great-grandchildren, Malachi Dominic, Isaiah Dominic, Jecilia Shillingford, Jalen Solomon, Amez Solomon, Eldino James, Mikel Uzeb, Kesani Isles, Sierra Fontaine, Kazan Fontaine, Eldridge James, and Kadion Fontaine. Numerous nephews and nieces in the Kalinago territory and abroad, including Edgar Berridge, Barrington Berridge, Patricia Coffey, Philemon Valmont, and Malisa Frederick Semper. The Hippolyte family from Bath Estate, also Laurel, Avril, Juliet, and Charlie. Friend and benefactor, Mr. Gary Ed, and numerous friends and relatives from the Kalinago territory, Bath Estate, and Glover Lane. The body of the late Cecilia James of the Kalinago territory, who resided in Bath Estate, will be cremated in Canada. We announce the death of Eustace Tony Henry, better known as Guada, and Tony Rebel, age 51, of Grand Bay. He will be remembered by his sisters Veronica, Monica, Aileen, Brenda, and Hazel Henry, and his brothers Anselm and Oric. Nieces Lisa, Isis, Tanasha, Curdell, and Karen. His nephews Sherlon, Mikael, Shemael, Dylon, Tishon, Shaman, Jediah, and Derek. Grandnieces Aisha and Tamisha. grandnephews Javon, Jeremiah, Hendrik, Hermik, Nakai, and Kedan, aunts Leoma and Zena, uncle Blaise, brothers-in-law Isaiah, Bob, and Bernard, cousins Lucy Alexander and family in Lubier, the descendants of Josephine Edgar and family, and Thea and family, Mitchell, Elizabeth, Miss Tin, Renette and family, Harolda and family, Tigal, Flora and family, Koja, Karen, Daniel, Brian Bellot and family, close friends and relatives, Auntie May, Edlina, Donovan, Gregory, Kim, Miss Jonia, Ma Watson, Vivian and family, Baba and family, Teacher Junior, Teacher Gertrude and family, the Henry and Williams families, and the entire Grand Bay community. The body of the late Eustace Tony Henry, better known as Guada, and Tony Rebel of Grand Bay, can be viewed from 9:30 a.m. on Monday, the 9th of September, at the Grand Bay Roman Catholic Church. The funeral mass takes place at 10 a.m. and will be followed by interment at the Grand Bay Roman Catholic Cemetery. We announce the death of Miss Leona Edwards, age 71, of Wesley. She died on Saturday, the 24th of August, at her residence. She was the mother of Desiree Rumble and Neil Edwards. She will also be remembered by her grandchildren, Chanel Hill, Rashawn Rumble, and Tamira Rumble, one sister, L.V. Edwards, one brother, Victor Edwards, niece and nephews, including Ronald Edwards, Edwin Edwards, Sketh Edwards, Cornell Edwards, Ed Edwards, and others too numerous to mention, one grandson-in-law, Ronnie Hill, niece-in-law, Vernie Edwards, grand-nieces and nephews, Akeem Edwards, Anissa Edwards, Taylor Edwards, Kaylee Edwards, and R.J. Edwards in Texas, Dale Edwards in Guadeloupe, Dolina Edwards, Dernell Edwards, and Eddie Edwards, cousins Theodora Nixons, Gervanti Reed and Naira Nixons, close friends and family Agnes Joseph, Francisca, Alexander Tit, Augustus Maxwell, Ronan Hill, Nurse Copel, Kishel Joseph, Agatha Joseph, and other members of the Joseph family, Nellie, brother, and other names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Miss Leona Edwards of Wesley can be viewed from 12 p.m. on Saturday, the 7th of September, at the Wesley Roman Catholic Church. The funeral mass takes place at 12:30 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Wesley Roman Catholic Cemetery. Management and staff of DBS, the nation station, extends deepest condolences to the family of the late Dawn Ramona Newton, née Thomas, Cecily James, Eustace Tony Henry, and Leona Edwards.
And now, your community bulletin board.
Let's now present to you the general announcements on this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. The Confucius Classroom of the Dominica State College is pleased to offer Mandarin Level 1 and Level 2 courses designed to enhance your foreign language skills. Begin classes with Basic Conversational Mandarin Level 1 and build your existing knowledge with Level 2 classes. Classes begin on September the 11th and will be held on Mondays and Wednesdays from